So the first 2 weeks, I'm cutting an hour and a half to 2 hours off of screen time every single day, and then specifically, like, targeting X and Instagram, almost 50% less time on X and almost 60% less time on Instagram.
Hours did you reduce looking at those 2 in, say, the week?
So X was 5.5 hours, Instagram 6 hours, which makes me kind of sick to my stomach that I'm looking at it that much in a week. So yeah, that was really eye-opening with even the first week. It was like significantly dropped, my screen
So
time and usage of specific apps.
so I asked you to beta test analog because you're my brother, not because I was aware of any phone issues. So let's just start there. What is the status quo phones in the house?
Liz and I, my wife and I have cell phones, and I think we probably have an unhealthy relationship with our I've had that feeling for a while that I had an unhealthy relationship with my phone.
A nagging feeling? I mean, you weren't actually looking for a solution, right?
I used screen time before, but it was really easy to bypass the limits. I don't know if I was necessarily looking for a fix. There would be times, so, like, I would actually invert the colors on my background on my phone, or I put my phone, like, far away from my desk, so it wasn't within arm's length. But even with those kind of behavioral changes, like, they weren't lasting.
So I impose this beacon upon you. You oblige, and what did you do?
So I work from home, and that already has, like, a lot of interesting challenges and dynamics, right? Just by being home, being accessible. To be more productive, I need to have this at my workstation. So it's right next to me as I work here in my basement,
Let's see it. Prove it.
up here on a shelf next to me within arm's length.
You set it up on a schedule? What was your schedule?
Yeah, so it's pretty loose, like, it's from, like, 9:30 AM to 4:30 PM. So it's not, like, really rigid because, like, in the morning, I help get the kids out the door, we've got drop off and pickup and stuff, so between those hours, though, of 9:30 to 4:30, I wanna maximize as much time as I can on what I'm working on.
And then you were helpful and offered to do kind of a before after. So take me through what the results were.
Before analog, I was averaging, so I got the last, like, 3 I got, like, a full month of data, just by default from Apple. My average was about 6 hours, but let's call it 7. There's 2 weeks where I was over 7 hours. So I was on my phone at 7 hours a day, and so within that first week, it was down to 5 hours, and then this last week was 5.5. So the first 2 weeks, I'm cutting an hour and a half to 2 hours off of screen time every single day just by this beacon. And then specifically, like, targeting, X and Instagram, my percentages in terms, like, I'm spending almost 50% less time on X and almost 60% less time on Instagram. So yeah, that was really eye-opening with even the first week. It was, like, significantly dropped, my screen
So
time and usage of specific apps.
hours did you reduce looking at those 2 in, say, the week?
Oh, on the week? So, like, 5 so X was 5.5 hours, Instagram 6 hours, which makes me kind of sick to my stomach that I'm looking at it that much in a week. But, like, on
The
a
focus in your defense, Instagram you use for one of your jobs.
yeah.
So I'm sure you're kind of checking questions and responding and things like that during the workday. Not to say that it's always productive. It's probably taking you away from whatever you're doing, and so you have this kind of scattered attention or whatever. But that seems just like the raw numbers seem really surprising. Like 5 hours in 1 week less on X, 6 hours less on Instagram. Was it noticeable that you're on those two apps so much less during the week? Was that surprising?
I guess it was more surprising, like, when I looked at the numbers, and I also like, I think there's this itch, like, you're missing out, right? Like, so, like, when you look at any of those social media feeds, they've obviously designed them to maximize your interests, and so you feel like you're trying to always stay ahead and, like, catch up. And, like, the reality is, like, I really wasn't missing out on that much stuff. Like, the content that I was after on X, whether that's sports related or AI specific, I would find later, you know? Or and then even on Instagram, you know, yes, I use it for, like, one of my jobs, but I don't necessarily have to have it in real time. I've noticed, like, my behavior is shifting. It's still a habit. Like, so I'll be working and there's this, you know, there's these moments in the workday, right, where you're switching to a different task or you're waiting on something, and habitually, I'm reaching for my phone and it's like, "For what?"
Do you think that this is sustainable? Or do you think after a while you'd say, "I'm kinda sick of, like, having my phone blocked when I'm down here. Let me just turn this off." In other words, is it a habit that sticks, or is it kind of a short term, this helped me curb something that I kinda had this nagging feeling was I was using my phone too much, now I got out of control, turn it off for now, I'll come back to it if I need it in the future.
I think if I was to remove it, I think I would just revert back to a behavior that's undisciplined, because the phone is they it just it provides so many endorphins, whatever I need, whatever I'm looking for a quick fire, pleasure, I can go between so many different apps to find it,
Mhm.
and I can find something new all the time.
Yep. Well, cool. Well, I hope you mean all that stuff,
I do. I do mean it.
not just because 'cause you're my brother.
My relationship with my phone was not healthy, and I would think a lot of people, if they were really honest about their phone use and they let the data actually show them, you know, I think they would, if they admitted it, they have a phone problem.
What do you think you did with the 10 hours that you didn't spend on X and Instagram in the week?
I spent more time being product like, in my workday, yeah, I spent more time being productive in there because there are also other times in, like, the workday where there are just things that you feel like you can put off and procrastinate. It's like, I'll get to it," and it's easy to put something ahead of it, especially if it's pleasure, and rather than choosing pain. And so, like, this week, you know, the last couple weeks, I've been much more productive, like, as I'm sitting in my chair in this space, to focus and, like, you gotta go through the pain.
Yeah, I love it. I'm so happy this has worked well, and thanks for being, the first and best customer, honestly. You're my favorite customer so far.
Perfect.
Let me show you this packaging I just got.
I saw that today. Yeah, I saw you
Oh,
package it on Instagram this
yeah,
morning.
yeah. Put it on the it looks
Yeah,
good.
it does look good. Although I was gonna critique you that you put that label on kind of not square.
It's hard, man. Like, this one's crooked too. This is the one that's in the video, and I thought I was putting it on
Oh, yeah.
I thought I was putting it on square, but it's a little crooked, so I might have to line it up actually with, like, the
A lot,
seam,
yeah. Hide
but
the seam.
it fits perfectly almost. I mean, I think I can actually put this in the box and nothing else. Like, I don't think I need to spend money on styrofoam or anything else. So, it's good. I like it. I think from a branding perspective, the hardware looks good, the packaging looks pretty good. Um, I just gotta get some people to buy it.